And then yours is going to look a bit different.
Okay.
Check this because, I think in the video, I talk about like touching dots and things like that together.
Yeah.
So here, when I fit it,
Yeah.
if you feel, or if you look here,
Yeah.
putting my fingers here
Yeah.
is difficult.
Yeah.
Because she has the fur acts as a buffer.
Okay.
So we need to have good contact.
Yeah.
When you get yours, you can watch that video about sizing it appropriately to the neck.
Okay. Okay.
We need snug so that we get consistent contact.
Okay.
Otherwise, if it's too loose,
Yeah.
your number's gonna be all over the place.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So just put your fingers under there, and if it's kind of hard to get it under there.
Correct. I don't go by the collar.
Okay.
Okay. We don't go by that 2-finger collar rule when it comes to e-collar.
What do you mean? But you just did you just did the 2 fingers.
Oh,
got it.
Like this
So
is
you do
what
it
people do.
under that.
I
Okay.
go underneath here.
Okay.
Because then most likely it's fitted too loose if you do it the other way.
Okay.
So we'll step out.
Tess.
I'll go over the exercise with you, and then we'll go ahead and get started.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it's really nice.
Everywhere.
I don't need this now.
I know.
I think the sun came up, that's why.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna, here, you're gonna be using this bumpy button. That's the nick function, okay?
Yep.
Don't worry about this one.
Yep.
Don't worry about this one. This is the one you're gonna be working with primarily today.
Okay.
We're gonna start it up here. As clockwise goes up, counterclockwise goes down.
Okay.
So we're gonna start at 10.
Yeah.
And in the video, I talk about finding connection, perception, and working.
Yep.
As an operating number, I think is what I called it.
Yep.
And we want to always be working at that operating number.
Okay.
Okay. I'll hang it in the row inside.
Okay.
You too? Sorry. There we go. All right. So connection is simply like, let's say she's staring at something, she's distracted, and you'll see this, and she's unfazed. Okay, so she's looking at something, she feels it, you can see that connection, but we're getting no response.
Okay.
So then we want to keep going higher. Okay. Perception is same concept. She's looking at something, you see the twitch, but then she kind of looks around like this, right? She's like not very bothered.
Okay.
And then working or operating number is when you see the twitch, there's a very big motion. Okay, so it's kind of exaggerated.
Okay.
And the reason why that working number is important is because that's just going to either one, help her override her shutdown, or two, if you're like in a setting where she's really uncomfortable, you know, 20 could be fine in a quiet setting, but then when there's more stuff going on, you might need like 35.
Okay.
You need more power to override her emotional state at that time. Okay. So I'm going to go over the exercise with you. It's a very simple exercise, and then I'm going to coach you through it. The main things that you want to listen out for is we want to teach Tessie to walk at our, I do left side as traditional.
Okay.
It's easier too if you're right-handed. But if she's not moving, or if she were to get ahead of you, so if she gets ahead of you, when I say turn, you would make a 180 pivot like this, okay? If she were to get ahead of you, I'd say turn, and you go back this way. If she gets ahead, turn this way, okay? We'll just keep repeating that pattern until eventually we start to get her to follow your lead. I'm also going to be saying the word tap. So if she gets ahead, I'd say turn, you do this, and then I would say tap, 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 until we see her follow you, and then we would stop, okay? And she would pass, turn, tap, 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 good, turn, tap, 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 good, and we're going to keep repeating that process, okay?
Do I hold on to it with my left, or does it matter?
I do left.
Okay.
And then the next thing is if she tries to run to your, because she might scatter. Did you get a chance to watch this video?
I did.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
So, if you get a nervous dog, they tend to want to scatter.
Yep.
Okay. So you might find her like running to your right side. If that happens, you keep your movement and then just lightly pull to your left, and I'd be saying tap to direct her back to your side. So we're trying to make it very, what's the word, black and white for her. This is where you want to be.
Her left, my left.
Your left, correct. tap, turn. If she's lagging behind, she might do this, right? I'm not going to move. You're going to just keep a little bit of forward pressure on that leash, and then we're going to gradually, as we're tapping, adjust that number to get her to actually just forge forward. Okay? So, once we start working, it's going to make sense. Don't be worried about making mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. It's going to happen. So what we're going to do first now is we're going to find that operating number or working number. So you're at 10, correct?
Yep.
So we're going to look at Tessie here. We're going to look at the neck. And you're going to press the button nice and tap. So tap, tap, tap. So there's no response. I don't see a connection. Let's go to 15. And if you land 14, 16, that's okay.
Okay, 14.
Tap, tap, tap. No response. Let's go to 18.
Okay.
Tap. So you see that? Tap, tap. But you see how she's unfazed. So that's connection. Okay, so let's go to, you're at 18, let's go 23, 24-ish. Tap, tap, tap. Still unfazed. Let's bump up 4 to 5 levels.
Okay, 27.
Tap. Okay, so it's a big, right, tap, tap. So you see how she's still kind of like, there's a movement, but she's still just kind of stoic there. Go to give a couple more taps on that same number. Okay, we're gonna try working with that. So you see that big head turn?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna try, we're at what number now?
27.
27, okay. So what we're gonna do here is, go to stand here next to Tessie.
Okay.
And she's on your left, and I'm gonna have you actually on her side right here. So I wanna show you something. We're gonna relax your leash. So here, go to completely relax. I'm gonna have you move that remote to your right hand. And then with your leash, you're just going to shorten it about up to here. Okay, now relax again. So you see how you have like a little J here?
Yeah.
Above the J's right by her armpit?
Yeah.
That's like the perfect length. Okay, because it's long enough that it gives Tessie the space to make mistakes, but short enough that it's not getting tangled in her legs. Okay?
So the J is at her armpit.
Correct, the bottom of that loop there. So I'm going to have you go ahead and start to move forward. And right there we get some resistance, right? So you're going to keep slight pressure on that leash. Tap.
Tap.
Yep. Tap. 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 It's going to bump it 4 to 5 levels.
Okay, 31.
Tap. 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 And just slight pressure. Okay? You want to just give a tug to direct her, but not physically move her. Okay? Let's bump it 4 to 5 levels.
Okay, 35.
Yep, slight pressure. Tap, 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 tap. Let's bump it 4 to 5 levels.
Okay, 39.
Okay. Tap, 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 tap. There you go. Then forward, almost. There you go. Good. Relax. Relax your arm. Good. Now forward. Okay. Relax your arm. Now turn. Tap. Tap. Good. Relax. Now turn. Tap. And keep your arm at your side as best you can. Good. Turn. Tap. Forward. Turn. Tap. Relax that arm. Turn. Tap. Tap. Now here, careful. So see how she shot to your right side?
Yeah.
That's where you'd want to, if anything, stop so you can like compose yourself.
Okay.
And pull to your left and tap her to bring her over. Okay? So what we're doing here is she has to make the decision to change.
Okay.
And the leash pressure is directing her where to go to alleviate the remote pressure.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So, go ahead and relax. And then with that left hand, as best you can, just be like this, okay? So if Tessie gets ahead of you and you turn, everybody goes to this, okay? I allow that to happen. I just hold the leash. But me moving away is going to create tension. Okay? Because what happens? Excuse me?
Don't pull it.
Correct. So earlier when you started walking and Tessie locked up, you weren't really pulling. You had gone far enough that the distance created tension. Okay? Because what happens when you pull like this is you get stuck. Okay? So then once you started pulling, you're like this the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay? And you have to be relaxed. And if I move from Tessie and she goes ahead of me, I'm anchoring my hold and I keep going away, but tension will create itself or will be created as we go further from each other. Okay? As opposed to adding it in. When she goes to your right and you're going to the left here, that's because of space. Okay, so technically, like if she went to my right, I would technically go this way, but we don't have that here. So in that case, you need the leash pressure, but again, just enough that she feels it, but the remote is what brings her over to your side. Okay, so we're gonna try it again, and we're gonna go down. You're at 39?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and go down to 28. And forward. Yeah. 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 Go ahead and bump 4 to 5 levels. Yeah. There you go. And then forward. Relax that arm. There you go. Keep forward. Good. Now turn. Tap. Good. Forward. Relax your arm. Good. Turn. Tap. Tap. Good. Forward. Turn. Tap. Good. Forward. Yep. Good. Turn. Tap. Tap. Forward. Good. Turn. Tap. Good. Turn. Tap. Good. Now let's put that collar down. Let's go down to 24. And relax and forward. Tap, tap, tap. There she goes. There you go. Good. Good. Keep forward. Keep straight. Good. Keep straight. Keep straight. You're good. Tap. There you go. Good. Now turn. Tap. Good. Relax your arm. Good. Turn. Tap. Tap. Good. Keep straight. Tap. Good. Good. Tap. 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 Bump 4 to 5 levels. Bump 4 to 5 levels. Tap. Good. Good. Turn. Tap. Good. Turn. Tap. Tap. Good. Turn. Tap. Tap. Good. Turn. Tap. 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 Good. Tap. Forward. Tap. Tap. Go ahead and bump it. 5 levels. Tap, 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 bump 5 levels. Tap, 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 bump 5 levels. Tap, 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 bump 5 levels. Tap, 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 bump. This is normal. Tap, 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 bump. Tap, 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 bump. Tap, 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 bump it. Where are we at now?
I'm going to be going up to 68.
Okay. Tap, 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 bump. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap. Now fold. Now, there you go. Good. Now bring it back down. Let's go down to like that 30. Yeah. Good. And you turn. Good. Relax that arm. Tap. Good. Relax. Good. Turn. Tap. Tap. Good. Tap. 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 Let's go ahead and pump it. Let's go to 45. Tap. 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 60. Tap. 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 What was the number last time? 68?
68.
Let's go to 70.
Okay.
And tap, 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 tap. There she goes, and girl, good, good. And turn, tap. Okay, now turn again, tap. All right, now let's go down to 30. Now turn towards me, it's okay. Good, now turn, tap. Right, good. Good. You're good. Now turn, tap. Tap. Good. Turn, tap. Good. Turn, tap. Tap. You got it. Good. Keep straight. You got it. Good job. Keep straight. Keep straight. There you go. Good. Turn, tap. Good. Keep straight. You got it. Good. Turn. Good. Tap forward. Tap forward. Oh, I think she might be peeing. No, she's shutting down. It's okay. Now keep forward. Tap. There she goes. Turn. Tap. Good. Good. Keep straight. You got it. You got it. Good. Now slow turn. Good turn. Now forward. Keep forward. Now turn, tap. Good. You got it. Turn, tap. Good. Turn, tap. Good. Turn, tap. Good. Keep straight. You got it. Keep straight. The girl. Turn, tap. Good. Good. Now slow turn here. Good turn. Keep forward. Turn. Tap. Good girl. Slow turn. Forward. Good. Let's go to 35. Turn. Tap. 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 Good girl. Yep, keep forward, tap, good, there you go, good. Slow turn, good turn, and girl. Turn, tap, good. Slow turn, good turn. Turn, tap, good, slow turn. Now slow walk here. And stop. Now here, stand where you are and tap, tap, tap. Light tension towards you. Tap, tap. Wait one moment right there. Good, and relax. Good. Can you see how this is working?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was smiling.
And if you like, I'll be away if you want to take off your mask. It's fine.
Okay. Yep.
So the hardest part was going that way.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
So we went to 70. She locked up the first time because, again, she has to make the decision. Okay? If you just drag her, she doesn't want to go, but you're physically stronger that you can make that happen.
Yeah.
Okay? But the brain is stuck on resistance. So you're saying, I want to go this way. She's saying, I don't want to go that way. And the e-collar is what's going to manipulate or motivate her to move.
Okay.
She's going to go against her brain, okay? For whatever reason, that's just how she's wired. So when she goes back and you're pulling forward again just enough to like kick that resistance in, and just little by little, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, right? We didn't kick 70. Okay, he didn't pick that. She did. Okay, so then when 70 kicked in, she hooked forward. Then I said down to 30. We broke that resistance. But then when you try to do it again, resistance kicked in again, right? But I went 30, 45, 60. I didn't do 30, 35, 40, 45 because earlier we went to 70. So I'm already thinking we're probably going to go higher. So I want to get there quickly now. So it was 30, 45, 60, and then 70, and then, right? And then she moved. And I didn't go down that time because I was anticipating, well, last time she locked up and it was 70 again, right? So then she gets to 2 more times, and then she started to scatter. And I'm like, okay, we broke the resistance. Now she's more sensitive, and then we dipped it down to like the more standard range. Okay. So then, going in that direction was easier, but then when you come in this direction, she's forging. Okay. So then we went from 30 to 35. And then you're able to cover a little bit more ground there.
Right.
Okay?
You're doing a commercial. Come on.
No, you're fine. You're good. So 30 to 35 to get her to stay more at your side. So earlier you did a good stretch, right, of walking before she locked up here. And then because there was an overhit, she got panicky and she was all over the place. It happens.
What was that because of?
The 70 hit.
Oh, yeah.
Because we did the first one to break it, and then we did 2 more, and we had yip, yip, yip. Okay? So then she's overcompensating, and now she's scattering. So then we went down lower, because now we got to balance all that out. Okay? Now, typically, I go down lower again, but I was assuming, like, she's probably going to lock up, so I'm going to keep it at 70. But she didn't. She was just too sensitive. Okay? So I wanted you to be able to make more distance coming this way, so that's why we went from 30 to 35, and she was able to stay on your hip and go a little bit of a further distance. And then once you got here, she started to forge again, right? It's all normal. So then for you to be stationary, I just said, anchor yourself and light tension in and remote, because her brain wants to go this way, right? And you're just directing her, and with a few taps, she came in, boom, and just position yourself next to you. So what she's learning is, the safe space is right there beside you. Boom, right here. Okay. But she's also learning that she can do what she thinks she can't do, which is, oh, I can go in that direction for whatever reason, but this thing kicks in, and it's either the fear of what I don't know, the fear of like I don't know what's over there versus like an actual physical discomfort. Okay, that's how we're overriding things. Okay, so. Probably not the greatest analogy, but it works. If someone were to ask me, are you scared of ghosts or a serial killer? I would say a serial killer because that's real, right? Ghosts are just an idea. So for her, it's the thought of going over there that's scary, but there's no physical to it. It's not real. That's real.
Okay.
See that? So then she's like, crap, this is getting really uncomfortable. So it's either I face my fear and go in that direction, or I just take this and it's going to keep, because it started low. And it kept going up. Eventually the brain processes like, this is not getting less. This is becoming more intense. That when she breaks forward, then she's like, oh shit, I'm doing the thing that I didn't think I could do. You know, but then she was panicky because of the hit. And that's just part of the process. And that's why we go down low. We're just trying to balance everything out. So eventually she can just walk.
She'll just walk it.
Okay.
Will she do that too? Like, is this location specific? Or when we're in a different neighborhood, and
sure.
She can go?
So it may change, right? But what happens is she's learning if I put the brakes on, that will kick in and it will continue to go up. So if you see this like in your neighborhood, she might lock up and maybe you're at 30, 35, and then 40, boom, okay, I'm coming, because it's familiar.
Okay,
It's the same concept. She just thinks when I go into resistance, this kicks in, and if I go forward, it goes away.
Is there ever going to be a situation where there is truly something scary that, like, okay, we got to turn around because, you know...
Like for her, or do you mean like the collar won't override?
No, for her. Like if there's a really bad, scary dog or some creepy person that wants to hurt us.
Sure.
Is that, is that ever going to be a situation where she's just not going to go, or I'll know?
I doubt it. I mean, when it comes to behavior and overriding the dog, I mean, I've had dogs where I've had to put 2 e-collars on them. Everybody has a breaking point. Okay?
Right.
But I mean, that's in 10 years. like 3 dogs.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So super, super rare, but there is a means of overriding.
Yep.
It's just a matter of like, is the owner willing to go there?
Yeah, yeah.
So here, that's why I said like in the console, I was like, I can only take you as far as you're willing to go.
Right.
Because a lot of people, when they hit that 70 range, because they think this goes at 127, I'm already 2/3 of the power up.
Yeah.
And all that logic kicks in. I'm like, yeah, but the dog isn't like listening.
Yeah.
She determines all this stuff. If we would have gotten it at 25, it'd be 25.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why we go low to high and we go in small increments.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to find out where's your range, what's going to cause you to move forward.
Yeah.
But then once I established that, I was like 30, 45, 60, 70.
Is she a high number for her type dog?
No, this is like pretty standard stuff.
Pretty standard.
Yeah, yeah. And you can just see, right, like how she's like this.
Yeah.
And you see the muscle twitching and the numbers going up, and she's just so stuck here that she's like ignoring this, but eventually this becomes concerning, and it's like, oh, I need to do something.
And she'll always turn and come back.
Yes,
She's very good about that, but then she wants to pull.
Correct. So that's all normal stuff.
And when I'm training her, is that what I do? When she starts to pull, we just turn back?
Turn and tap.
Turn
Correct.
and tap. I tap as soon as we're turning.
Yeah, because we have 2 things that we're working on. The one thing is breaking resistance or shutdown, right? Like that, I don't want to move part. That's one part of it. The next part of it is the formal obedience of heel as you walk right here.
Yeah.
Okay, and the reason why this is important is because when you take her into a setting where she gets unsure, you're going to see this, right? When she does that behavior, so she's going to keep moving, and she's just processing like, okay, it's like going to a haunted house for her. Life is a haunted house, right? So she's very cautious. But as she does it, she's like, oh, because she started to walk like this a few times. I don't know if you saw it. She started to open up.
Yeah.
And eventually she's like, oh, this isn't very scary. I can walk through here and not be in that state of mind.
Yeah.
And then you'll start to see her energy change. And then you'll go on those walks and you'll just have, for the most part, a stable walk. But then if you hit like a new block or something like, I don't know, car backfires, she might scatter for a moment.
Yeah.
But now you have this to counter her and bring her back to stability. Okay?
Yeah.
Other questions?
No.
Okay. So we're going to try a bit more.
Yeah.
I'm going to have you keep it at 35.
Okay.
And then you can continue down this way, okay? Yep. And nice and flat. Yeah. 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 There you go. Good girl. Keep straight. You're good. Good girl. Yep. Keep straight. Tap. Good. Yep. Relax that arm. Good. Now turn. Tap. Girl. Keep straight. Relax your arm. There you go. Keep straight. Keep straight. Yep. Keep forward. Pull to your left. Tap. But keep forward. Tap. Tap. There you go. Add a girl and relax. Good. Keep straight. Good. Pull to your left. Tap. Good. Keep straight. Right. Good girl. Keep straight. Good girl. Turn. Tap. There you go. It's okay. Turn. Tap. Good. Relax. Slow turn. Turn. Tap. Good. Turn. Tap. Turn. Tap. Turn. Tap. Let's go to 38. Forward, tap, good, turn, tap, turn, tap, keep straight, turn, tap, turn, tap, good girl. Let's go to 41.
Okay.
Turn, tap. Straight. Good. Keep straight. Good. Turn. Tap. Good. Nice and relax. Good. You're good. Keep straight. Tap forward. Tap. There you go. Got a girl. Good. Turn. Cat. Good girl. Keep straight. Now turn. Cat. Good. 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 Slow turn. Cat. Good job. Keep straight. Good. Turn, tap. Tap forward, good. Keep straight, good. Keep straight. Turn, tap. Good. Keep straight. Turn, tap. Good. Slow turn. Good. Good. Turn, tap. Good. Tap. Oh, she's clean. Okay. There you go. That a girl. Good girl. Good. Very good. Keep straight. Right. Good. Turn. Tap. Good. Turn. Tap. Yeah, just keep straight. It's all good. That a girl. Now slow turn here. Tap. Good. Now keep straight. You got it. Good. Turn, tap, and slow turn. Good. Turn, tap. Good. Slow turn again. Tap. Good. Good. Keep straight. Good. Alright. A slow turn. Good girl. Good. Tap forward. Good. So if you feel any resistance going backwards, you can tap as you walk
Okay.
to bring her in. Okay?
Okay.
If this position is okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Like me, slow.
Good. Right. Good. You're going to slow walk here. But keep forward. Slow walk. And stop. Perfect. Very good. So, even better.
Yeah.
Much easier, right?
Yep.
Because you got over that first hump.
Yeah.
Okay. Feeling good?
Happy? You're not happy. Mama's happy.
She's opening up though.
Yeah.
So earlier when I told you about her posture, right, where she would be like this in the beginning. So she was like that the first couple of times when you were there, and then right now when you're going that way, she was actually walking upright. But then when you returned this way, that's when she started to like dip down a bit.
When I went further.
When you went down, so going that way, her
Yeah.
posture changed and she was more up.
Yep.
When on the way here, she slipped down a bit, and the resistance kind of kicked in, and that's when I don't know if you felt like a little bit of a tug back.
Yeah.
It's because she's starting to walk slower, and that's when I had you tap to bring her
Yeah.
forward,
Yeah.
and then she was fine.
Yeah.
So that's how I expected this to work.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. Yeah.
So breaking that resistance is key to get further.
Yeah.
Okay, because when people see that, they feel really bad.
Yeah.
Food goes out the window, dragging the dog goes out the window,
Yeah.
picking up the dog does nothing.
Right.
She has to overcome the fear
Yeah.
and make that decision. And eventually she opens up and she's like, oh wow, like, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
Okay? questions so far?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm happy.
Good. So I had you go back and forth here because I know right there, maybe it was like the gates and how it's not like a solid brick wall,
Yeah.
because that's when she struggled, right?
Okay.
So I was like, good. Now we have kind of two different contexts to bring her like that threshold, because the brain has to get used to crossing over like, oh, this is when I have a problem, and repeating that for it to sink in like, oh, like this is fine, nothing bad is happening.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you find a place like that in your neighborhood or whatever, use it to your advantage.
Okay. So she doesn't want to go. You turn it up. She goes, and then we come back.
Correct. And you just repeat.
Okay.
Okay. So like the goal here, like let's say today, like I was working with her, it started with like just a little bit. Then it got wider.
Yeah.
Now we're going down like a good half block here.
Yeah.
And then I just keep repeating until I go up and down the whole block, and she's just as passive and confident as possible. Then I go next block.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't worry about trying to cover like 3 miles, okay? Worry about getting her to be consistent with being as confident as possible in that, in just that movement, okay? Because it's all about this.
Yeah.
And this, what you're doing, she's gonna go home and probably pass out, okay? Because there's the physicality of the contraction and taking the hits, there's the actual walking, but then there also is the emotion of the stress. Right, so this tends to be very exhausting for dogs.
Yeah.
But eventually, as you build her up, it'll be no problem.
Yeah.
Okay. So my goal is small. Start with your immediate. If she's finding the immediate like block, then I go down a block. Okay. Where it's going to be a problem. Get her as comfortable as you can there. And when you feel like, wow, this is easy peasy, I can walk from the front door around the corner and back.
Yeah.
Then I go, great. Now add another block to that. And if that's perfect, okay, now add another block. And just keep expanding. At some point, what you'll find is if you took her somewhere new, you'd see the hesitation, but she like just move herself. And once you see that, then you can just start branching out and change. Like instead of doing routes, change it up, different blocks and turns and stuff. Because if we do a pattern, she'll catch onto that pattern.
Yeah.
And she's getting better, but it's more so she's comfortable with the pattern.
Right.
So then I like to change it up. As soon as you feel like it's easy and you're able to go in a new environment, just start branching out.
Okay. And when should I do that? Like, should I do it after we've walked around our block or 2 blocks? Is there a certain...
Once, like let's say you do 4 blocks, right? And then the following day you go on a walk and you plan on going into that 5th block.
Yeah.
And you just see she just transitions. No problem.
Yeah.
Then I go,
She's just
let's go to that 6th block.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. The next one, right?
Yeah.
And you'll just see her just be able to go through those things without any like real considerable resistance. A little bit's fine.
Yeah.
But if you're able to just tap, okay, come in, and it's very simple, then I say start to branch out.
Start to branch out.
Right.
Okay.
Because in the beginning you saw how like difficult this was.
Yeah.
Right? So we're getting all that out the way, getting that foundation down. So once you have a good solid base, then when you start to branch out, it's easy. Okay?
Yeah.
Other questions?
No, I think,
Good?
Yep.
So, even though we're not saying anything here, we're not saying heal, like she's learning the concept.
Right.
Okay? The word is more for the human than it is for the dog. Okay? So what I tend to recommend is dogs learn better in smaller chunks. So like 3 20-minute walks would be ideal, as opposed to 1 long hour walk. Okay. So like every time we stopped, I don't know if you noticed, when we had the first session, and then we stopped and I spoke for a bit, and we had the second session, she was easier.
Yes.
Because the brain is processing what just happened.
Yep.
Okay, so then they get more sensitive or more receptive, and then the next thing you know, like it's a quicker progression.
Yep.
So doing smaller chunks is best
Yep.
in the beginning until you get them to the point where it's like, yeah, I can walk her for a straight hour, she's good.
So 3:20 maybe, 1 in the morning, 1 at noon, 1 at 5, something
Correct.
like that. 3:20 a day.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Once you feel like it's easy, and you'll know. I can't give you a time frame.
Yeah.
Every case is different.
Yeah.
But you'll just be like, wow, this is like so easy.
Yeah.
Then I say you can start doing your longer walks.
And the 20-minute might literally be just halfway up the block and back, halfway. I mean, just until we can get further and further.
Correct. Because you're trying to build consistency.
Yeah.
You're trying to get her to stick here as much as possible during those walks.
And that's heel, not necessarily sitting down, but just standing by me.
Right. Like so here, like even that. So heel has. She's doing this on her own, but there is the auto sit. So when I come to a stop, I do expect the dog to sit. But right now, we're not worried about that.
Okay.
She's doing that on her own.
Okay.
She's doing it because she's in a passive, like, kind of thinking state.
Yeah.
So, but don't worry about reinforcing it. When you do come to a stop, as best you can, I want her to stop with you.
Yes.
Like right now.
Yeah.
Right? When you came to a stop, you stop together. So, so 3 20-minute walks, and you can do longer if you like. Like
Okay.
if you feel like she's doing well and you want to do 30 minutes, it's fine.
Okay.
It's just I suggest in the beginning smaller,
Yeah.
so that the dogs will process and go through things more quickly.
Yeah.
You're going to see most likely an increase in stress. She's actually recovered from it pretty well right now. Like
Okay.
she's not shaking terribly.
Yeah.
She's not panting still like she was earlier. She's
Yeah.
closed her mouth, but her ears are back and she's kind of scouting like what the hell just happened. So, and it's not normal. I'm very generous with the e-collar in terms of the tapping
Okay.
because that's what toughens her up.
Okay.
Because you're essentially nipping at her. You're going, nope, you can't run from that, you can't run from that, you can't resist this, you gotta
Yeah.
do this, right? And you're toughening her up.
Yeah.
And you're also pressing her emotionally.
Okay.
That helps you get over things.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
So whenever she passes you, so the times that you will be tapping is when Tessie gets ahead of you. You will always turn and tap, okay?
Okay.
There was a couple times she got ahead of you and I said just keep it forward because she got ahead but then stopped and then like synced up with you as soon as you kept going.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But when you can tell because she hunkers down and goes like this.
Yes.
That's the pulling. So
That's
then
where she's nervous and you
Yeah.
turn. Okay.
Now she's preparing to like run.
Yeah.
So then
Yeah.
that's what I was having you do the turn.
Yeah.
So if you're walking with her and you do like a turn and tap, she might overcompensate. Right? So like keep it forward and then within a second you should see her just sync up with you.
Yeah, yeah.
And just keep it going.
Yeah.
But if you see her go forward and hump her down or keep forward,
Then you turn it back.
to line her back up again.
Okay.
Okay. Now if you have to go from point A to point B, you just turn right to start it, to correct it, and then you would turn again so that you can go back the way
The
you're
slow
going.
turn, just kind of turn around.
Yes.
When you were saying slow turn and come back, and I'm not tapping,
Correct.
Is
If she's
that-
turning with you.
and is that if like you're doing fine or like it was comfortable when she was coming back?
Right. Because we did this turn tap to sync her, right? Sync her up with us. And then since she stayed in sync with you, I said slow turn, and then you turned together.
Yeah.
So had she kept going the other way, I would have said turn tap.
Okay, so
Boom.
when she's in sync with me is when I can do a slow turn.
Correct.
Okay.
And then you go back the way you were going.
Got it.
Okay.
Yep.
So like in the beginning, it was turn tap,
Yeah.
turn tap, because she
Yeah.
wasn't syncing up with you.
Yeah.
She was just scattering.
Yeah.
But once she learned, like, oh, if I follow mom's leg,
Yep.
that's the safe space. And she started to learn to sync up with you, and that's why
Yeah.
you were able to do those things.
Yeah.
So then before you came to a stop here, I said slow, then I said slow to stop.
Yeah.
Okay, so the slowing down is important because that tells her you're doing something different.
Okay.
Okay, so slowing down allows Tessie to go, oh, what's going on? And then when you stop, it's easier to stop her to stop with you because of that slowdown. If you just did this,
Yeah.
she's gonna go.
Yeah.
Okay, so like with driving, we slow down before we stop and we slow down before we turn.
Got it.
To let other drivers know, hey, I'm doing something different than everybody else.
Yeah.
So they can respond, right? Same thing for Tessie. So now, you're not just walking, you're walking with another being who's paying attention to you. So you have to communicate, okay? And we
Yeah.
communicate through body language. So it's super simple, just slow down. Okay, so if you're walking with Tessie and she's doing great, you've covered 5 blocks, you're like, yay, right? And you're gonna come to a stop, don't just boom.
Okay.
You would slow down.
Okay.
If she's being mindful, she's gonna slow down with you. You stop, I don't need to be perfect, but if she stops like in your space, good girl.
Yeah.
And then when you're ready, you start walking again.
Okay.
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 If you need to turn, and she's doing, again, well with walking with you, you would slow down, and you would do a slow turn.
Okay.
Thank you, good girl. And then you go back the opposite way.
Now I was doing a lot of right turns.
Yes.
When I go left, do I just start turning left?
So you would slow down,
Yep.
right? Because that lets Tessie know like something's changing, and then you'd make that left turn.
Okay.
There's more specifics to it, but for now, the most important thing is just slowing down.
Slow down.
Yes, okay. Now, if you slow down, Tessie keeps going, what does that tell us?
She's too comfortable.
Not comfortable.
I gotta tap it.
And,
Turn.
yes.
Okay.
Because you did your job.
Okay.
You were walking, you slowed down.
Yes.
She kept going. So she's either not paying attention or she's scattering.
Okay.
Tap, turn, correct her. Okay, because so it's like if you slow down, right, on driving, and the person behind you just crashed into you. You did your job.
Yeah.
I pumped my brakes.
Yeah.
You weren't paying attention. You crashed into me. That's your fault.
Yeah.
Same thing here. You slow down. You weren't paying attention. She keeps going. Turn that to correct it, and then turn again to go back the opposite way, and then slow down to that stop. Okay. Don't worry about being perfect.
Okay.
Your main concern right now for her is simply just getting her to walk as smoothly as possible. Okay. It's not every walk's going to be perfect. Now, what I would also suggest is give yourself more time for the return home. Okay. So like walk 5 minutes away from home. Like you're going to do 20 minutes. 5 minutes away, and give yourself 15 minutes to come back. Because what's going to happen is because she's under stress, not just because of stress of like the environment, but the e-collar, she's thinking, oh, we're going to go home.
Oh, okay.
Now you have to come back to that.
Okay. Yep.
So, very simple. So I have my 3 tap or 3 correction rule.
Yeah.
So it was earlier like 15, tap, 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 no response. 20, tap, 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 no response. 25. Because every 3 taps I was having you bump it.
Yes.
Okay. So when you're looking for her working number, you let her do her business first, get that out the way, and then sit there, start at 10, tap, 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 nothing, 15, nothing, 20, tap, 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 25, right? Keep repeating that 3 tap roll, and then maybe you hit 30, and then you'll see Tessie, boom, just come to you. Then I go, okay, I'm going to start at 30.
Yep.
And then you start your walk.
Okay.
And then I have my 3 correction rule, which is every turn and tap is 1 correction.
Okay.
So if I'm at 30 and go turn tap, turn tap, turn tap, and she's still forging, I go to 35. Then I reset. Turn tap, turn tap, turn tap, and then she's still pulling, I go to 40. Okay, so that was my structure here for you.
Yeah.
When I was having you bump it, I was having you do 3 corrections and then saying, okay, go to 38. Now go to 41.
Okay.
And you'll find once you hit that appropriate number, you're going to be able to make more distance.
Okay.
And she's going to sync right up with you.
Yeah.
Okay. And then every day or every walk that you do, just going to reset.
Okay.
So what you're doing now is research.
Okay.
So then when I see you the next week and I ask you how it's going, you're like, Jesse, much better. Usually at the end of the walk, she's really good, and at that point, I'm at 75, right? Then I'll say, well, it sounds like if every walk ended at 75, then that's when she was perfect. Her number is probably to 75.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, so if we walk and it takes me to get to 70, you were having me bring it down to 30. Is that what I should try? Is, okay, you're walking fine, move it down.
So we went to 70 to break resistance.
Got it.
Not so much to get her to be mindful.
Okay, it was like she just wasn't going.
Correct.
And then when did we do the 2 tap? Remember?
Yeah. So what I was doing there was, I think it was when we were at the 60 or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was tap, tap, tap.
Yeah.
And you can create a little bit more like oomph from the speed.
Okay.
So that's why I went tap, 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 tap.
Okay.
So instead of going to like 60 to like 75, I was like, what happens if I just burst it? And then that's when she was like, oh.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you punch in the same spot. Like if you do double punches, it's like, ooh, that's a little bit more sensitive, right?
Yeah.
So you can also do things like that.
Okay.
I don't do it so much for the walking part.
Yeah.
The walking part is very rhythmic. Tap, tap, tap. But when she shuts down like that, and I go tap, 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 instead of bumping, I could go tap, tap.
Okay. Okay.
To create a little bit more punch to see if the dog will respond to that.
Okay. But if we're just walking and we don't have a major blockage where she's not doing it, it could be at 60. That just might be the number.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. And you'll know because like earlier when we were at 70, the first one, she moved, and then each one after that she yipped.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, that's too high, and plus she was panicking.
Yeah.
We dipped it down, and we went down more than like half.
Yeah.
Right, we went down 40 levels.
Okay. So we're walking, she stops. I keep going up. Finally, we get her to go. And then as we're walking, if she just totally doesn't, if we make it around the block and with the turning and that, and we're at 65, that's just the number.
Right.
Okay.
The way you'll be able to tell is once you start walking with her, it's going to be like, wow, I haven't had to turn and tap for like 3 blocks.
Okay.
You're going to cover more ground.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
I don't think so.
You got the
Kind of a
time?
lot for me to remember.
I don't have my phone on me.
12:06.
12:06? Okay, so we got a few minutes left.
Okay.
These things. So like let's say you're walking with Tessie and she's doing really well, and you want to give her like a potty break or something,
Yeah.
or like a time to play with the dogs. You would simply just come to a stop. Ideally, she stops with you, and then you wait a moment, and I say the word break. Okay, break means your job is done. Now she's free to feed, food, play with dogs, and all that stuff.
Now, what if she just does that when we're walking? She just goes to the bathroom, or she sees a dog and she wants to stop and play. I mean,
Gotcha.
someone else is walking
Sure.
their dog, and she just goes over there and wants to play.
For this week, I'm going to excuse it.
Okay.
We wouldn't technically let that go, but because I have an insecure dog, I'm going to let that slide for now.
Okay.
And then the next class, we'll see how she's progressed.
Okay.
And then I'm going to start tightening things up.
What happens though, like, say, starting next week, we're walking, she sees a puppy, she loves dogs, she wants to play. Would we have to cross the street, or would we have to keep going?
No, so what we would do is, like, let's say it's like a person with their dog, I don't know them. I would just have you step aside,
Okay.
right? Like she would sit down and like wait.
Yeah.
The dog would pass, and then
Okay.
you start walking again. Or if it was somebody you knew, you would stop with Tessie, and as they approach, all we would do is wait,
Yeah.
and then say, break,
Right.
and now she can play.
Okay.
Okay.
And if she's not stopping, like if she's just still going, do I click it?
We would tap,
Okay.
but for now, don't worry
Don't
about
worry
it.
about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, okay.
Okay.
Right now, I just want to focus on just getting that brain to move,
Yeah.
and not be so resistant.
Yeah.
And like, let's say you're walking with her and you feel this butt back,
Yeah.
right? And she's putting the brakes on. When you start the tapping, you start at wherever you're at.
Okay.
So every time you break resistance,
Yep.
dogs get more sensitive to it.
Okay.
So like there was a couple of times where she was going into this like hunter,
Yeah.
and you just tapped and she went, "Whoop,"
Yeah.
right? So she's like, I know where it's gonna go. Yeah. So if you have to go higher, I don't suspect that you're gonna have to go that high again.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, the only way I would see that possibly happening is if it's like let's say you're walking towards like a CTA train,
Yeah.
and it's a lot of noise.
Yeah.
I can see that happening there. And if it is with something like the CTA train where you're walking under the tracks,
Yeah.
you're not going to get perfection.
Okay.
Okay. The best you can do is like get the dog to walk with you, but she would probably like crab walk or like
Yeah.
look very scattery.
But she'll still.
Yes, because of that.
Okay.
Okay, like you can't. She doesn't know what that is.
Yeah.
So that's what freaks dogs out.
What about like the garbage truck, the recycling truck? Do I wait till that goes, or we just
Sure.
keep going?
For now, what I would do, so when, for things that you know, like she's like really
Terrified.
bad with,
Yeah.
it's easiest to be stationary.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
like if you see like the garbage truck coming, I would just step aside and then I
Okay.
shorten the leash as well,
Shorten it, okay.
just to give you more leverage in case she starts to go.
Yep.
And you're gonna do what you did earlier. Remember when you stopped and she was kind of pulling ahead, and I
Yeah.
said lightly pull in and remote
Okay.
until she came in.
Okay.
You're gonna do that.
Okay.
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 So, and then never, so when you do that, once Tessie complies, always, you want to ease the tension.
Okay.
There should never be tension on the leash.
Okay.
The leash is communication, so if you're nice and relaxed and Tessie's with you, you feel nothing.
Okay.
Okay? But if I feel this, then tell me.
Yeah, well, she's pulling.
She's pulling, right? She's
Yeah.
resisting, she's stopping or whatever. I keep walking, I tap, boom, tension
Yeah.
goes away. If I
Okay.
feel this, it tells me she's going over there, right?
Yeah.
So it should feel like you're not walking with Tessie at all, because you're
Uh-huh.
both nice and relaxed, she's in position.
Okay.
If you have to put tension on the leash, it's directional pressure,
Okay.
right? So like when she pulled to your right, you lightly pulled to your left
And
and you
tap.
tap, and she came over, and then
Okay.
tension went away.
And I just do this, I don't pull it.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's very subtle.
Yeah.
Okay. Let the remote do the work for you, because the remote's what's making her make the decision.
Yeah.
Okay. And the more she makes the decision of I'm just going to do this and confront it,
Yep.
the more confident she becomes.
Okay.
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 Other questions?
I don't think so. I've got a lot to absorb.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems easy, but I think when I don't have you, I might feel like, what am I supposed to do?
Sure. And if you have questions, Maria should have given you my email.
Oh, yeah.
Shoot me an email.
I got from this morning.
Yeah. So then just shoot me an email. Don't use the collar for anything that we've not covered.
Okay, yeah.
Keep it simple. Just do the walks and stuff.
Yep.
If you feel like you're doing well, like you can do more.
Yeah.
There's there's no such thing as too much.
Okay.
Because one walking alleviates stress.
Yeah.
Okay. So any stress that she's putting up into the exercise, she's letting it go at the same time.
Okay.
Which is why this exercise is so important with all the cases that I work with.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't be surprised if you start to see her run away from the collar when you bring it out.
Okay.
Because she's just thinking, oh, that thing, right? You never want to come at her like, oh no, it's time, right? Just either neutral or upbeat.
Yep.
Go for a walk, right?
Okay.
And you might have to she might run and sit on the couch and no, don't put it on me. I don't say anything. Let's go, put it on her. The girl.
Okay.
Go for a walk.
Now, for right now, I have to pull her out of her crate, and I have to carry her down the steps. Can I keep doing that and start the walking once we're outside?
Yeah. One of two things may happen. It'll work backwards, where the stuff that you do outside will start to affect inside. And the next thing you know, you won't have to carry her out the crate or carry her downstairs.
Okay.
Or if that does not go away, then we'll simply apply this to those scenarios because it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
If
Yeah.
she's putting the brakes on the top of the stairs,
Yep.
just a little bit of light pressure,
Okay.
you just have to be careful because if she books it, she'll book it downstairs.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the only thing to be mindful of.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if it doesn't work backwards, there's a way to approach it.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I think we're good.
Right now, when you go to move with her to the car, she's either going to put the brakes on again, or she's going to charge to the car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
It's okay. It's all part of the process.
Okay.
As you push her more and more, you're going to get more consistency with that stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Anything else?
No, I don't think so.
Awesome. We'll get your coat and everything.
Yep. Now, I'm giving this back to you right now, right? Because I have one coming today.
Is it set to be delivered today for sure?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I
That's
was
fine.
going to tell you that. Absolutely. Amazon said it's coming.
Sure.
I couldn't get it by 11 o'clock.
No, yeah, no, it's fine. As long as you know you're going to get it.
Oh, for
today.
sure.
Yeah, otherwise, you can borrow that.
Okay. I mean, they said it's coming today. It might be at 6 o'clock.
Sure.
But if we start the training tomorrow,
Oh, yeah, you're not going to be hurt by it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So do you want me to give it back to you or just bring it next week? Or I can give it to you now. 'Cause the other
Go ahead and take it with you.
Okay.
We have 8 callers here,
Okay.
so it's fine.
Well, thank you again.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, and then.
This way you can keep practicing in case something happens, you don't lose any time.
Yeah, okay.
And then just next time you come by, just bring it.
Thank you. Thank you.
For sure.
Yeah,
I'm going to get your coat and everything, okay?
Okay.